Aloha, I'm Sabrina with Begin Being, and I am currently in Toronto. It is 18 degrees out here. So recently I made a video about loneliness. I made like a short about loneliness and what exactly that can mean on your spiritual path, like on your growth, your personal developmental growth. And so often like I said, I'm traveling a lot. I am a trainer of NLP, Neurolinguistic programming, and of Huna, which is similar to Reiki. It's like an ancient Hawaiian healing technique. And so I'm constantly on the road. So right now I am here in Toronto and I'm technically alone. So there is sometimes we're just alone, like in life as far as where we're at. But there is also a loneliness that can happen on your spiritual path. So sometimes when we're going through personal growth and development and those around us are not, what can happen is it's like your vibrations don't sync anymore. So sometimes you have to give up friends that are no longer like on your same vibratory path. And that can be for many reasons. So like if you're trying to have better health and stuff like that, and they're going out to bars or they're eating like a lot of fast food or junk food, pizza, that kind of stuff like that. And maybe you're trying to improve your physical health, then you're not gonna be able to like go with them, or you can, and it's just no longer interesting to you. So going to the bar after work, having drinks and stuff, if you are at a point where you are like, okay, that's not healthy for me, that's not where I want to be right now, then yeah, sometimes you can have this feeling of maybe like a little bit of loneliness because all of a sudden you stop hanging out with those friends. And now you're like, okay, well, what am I going to do? Like who are my new friends? I'm just by myself now. So there can be a little bit of a point where it gets a little bit lonely. And sometimes it can be like your family. Sometimes it can be your like romantic partner. So for example, I took this training. It's like at the time it was a $15,000 training. It's a little more now, but at the time it was a $15,000 training, and I took this training. And the partner that I was with at the time, when I came back, he was like, you're just different after this training. It's like you've changed. And I thought that was really interesting that he would say that, because to him, in his mind, it was like a bad thing. And to me, I'm like, well, I mean, aren't you supposed to change? Or aren't you supposed to be different? Aren't you supposed to have growth after taking a $15,000 training? Like, I would hope so. Otherwise, like, you should be getting a refund or something like that. So I took this training and I came back, and yes, I was different, absolutely. But that's a part of growth. Like, you're supposed to be. That's a part of life as well. To me, it's like you're here to experience this world, and for your soul's growth, like, I hope that you're different. I hope that you're changing continuously. And sometimes though, when you're with someone who is not going through the growth, especially if they have like a narcissistic type personality, which was the case in this. And I can go down the rabbit hole with people who are, and I'm just using labels here, there's different names for it and stuff like that, but to kind of speak English, I'm just using some labels here. And so people who tend to be empaths or light workers, they tend to attract, I almost slipped on the snow, they tend to attract people who are like narcissistic and stuff like that. So for a very short period of time, I was in the relationship with this particular person, and him saying stuff like that really made me realize, like, okay, what's the kind of person that I want to be with? And I think that's the key here, is there are certain people that you might be around, whether it's friends, family, romantic, that they will see your personal growth as not necessarily positive, because they're not growing, they're not doing anything. So overall, with universal energy, it's basically because you're now vibrating at a different level. And sometimes it can be hard for them because, well, they're used to you vibrating at the same level that they vibrate. And of course they want that to continue. And sometimes it can be a little bit like scary for them. And if they're not doing their own growth, if they're not doing their own, like if they're not going on their own path, their own journey, if they're not living up to their own potential, then yeah, there's a lot of times where it can seem to them like you're leaving them behind. And for you though, I would never tell anybody or recommend to anyone that they like stop their own personal growth and development because they feel like they're leaving somebody behind. If you can, absolutely try and bring them with you. And in the meantime, as you notice your vibration change and shift, you're actually going to start to attract new people into your life. So sometimes we think, okay, well now like I feel lonely. Like now I don't have any friends anymore. And with that, I just want to tell you, hold on. I just want to tell you, like, stay with it, continue on. Because like I said, what will happen is what you'll end up finding is as you go through more personal growth, as you increase your vibration, as you're going through all of this work on yourself, what will happen is you'll start attracting new people into your life. So yeah, can it be lonely temporarily? Absolutely. I've been through it. I think many other people that I know have been through it. And the good news is that once you continue your path, you start attracting those new people. And so, yes, temporarily, could you be a little bit lonely? Sure. In the long run though, stick with it because I promise you it's absolutely worth it. So for me here, I am in Toronto. It is 18 degrees outside. I've lived mostly in Texas or Hawaii. That's like I've lived other places too, but for the most part, those are the two longest places that I've lived. And so I don't see snow like this. This doesn't exist in my world. And so I wanted to film this video out here mostly because, well, I love the sound of the crunch of snow beneath my boots. It's just, it's one of my most favorite sounds because I guess probably also because I don't hear it very often, but I love the sound. So as I'm walking, I'm just listening to the sound and it's so beautiful. And along with that, when you're doing your personal growth and development, when you're working on yourself, that is also beautiful. So just like being out here with these trees, they're like Christmas trees to me because like I don't see these as often. So being out here with these beautiful trees, being out here walking in the snow, even though I'm technically alone, I don't feel lonely. Because the other part of this is, yes, you can bring people with you as far as, maybe take them to a training that teaches personal growth and development. Maybe take them to an esoteric training. Maybe take them out to nature, get them camping, get them like being out, go do some like water type sports like kayaking or, why am I blanking on the name for this? Paddleboarding. Take them out there, take them out and get your friends into different things. Take them to metaphysical fairs, whatever it is that you're into. Maybe if you're starting to work out more, see if they want to come to the gym with you. And if they do, great. If they don't, you can make new friends at the gym. And for me being here in Toronto, I'm just out here in nature and I'm enjoying seeing something that I don't normally get to see. And as you raise your vibration more, you also become less lonely because you realize that it's worth it. Like you realize that you have a stronger connection to like the universal source. And with that stronger connection, kind of like alleviates that feeling of loneliness. So please stay on your path, even during the lonely moments, even during the times when you think, maybe I'll just go back. Maybe I'll just go back to eating that food that wasn't so healthy for me. Maybe I'll just go back to not working out. Maybe I'll just go back to hanging out and getting drunk every day. When you're at that step, when you're at that transition, just think about it. Just think about what you really want in life. What do you want? Do you want to go back to the person who was unhappy? Do you want to go back to the person who maybe didn't make the best choices? Do you want to go back to the 3D lower vibration reality? Or do you want to stay here with the higher 5D vibration, with the new earth reality? If you want to see the short that I did for this, you can watch that. I'll put the link below. If you want to know more about 3D, 5D reality, the difference, and how to be the best version of you, I have some videos on that too. And really, I just wanted to take this time today to talk to you about loneliness on the path and to let you know that it's only temporary. And I promise you that if you keep with it, if you keep raising your vibration, that not only will you know that it's worth it, that you'll also start to attract people who are the same vibration as you. All right, thanks for watching. I love you all. And as always, choose love in everything that you do. Mahalo. Aloha, I'm Sabrina with Begin Being, and I didn't turn my microphone on.